Good evening and welcome. Braydon Bushby, the man convicted of manslaughter in the death of Barbara Kettner, has been granted an additional 6 months of day parole. Bushby was sentenced in 2020 to just under 8 years of jail time. He was found guilty of throwing a trailer hitch that struck Kettner in the stomach, who later died from her injuries. Bushby was originally granted day parole in September for 6 months after being denied for full parole. A Parole Board of Canada document states that Bushby has made progress during his sentence and that he'd benefit from day parole privileges. Cody Furioso's family is calling for justice. The 16-year-old died in hospital after a 2021 stabbing, with Dustin Moffat being found not guilty of second-degree murder earlier this week. That decision led to a heated confrontation out front of the courthouse. Furioso was stabbed during an altercation near the James Street swing bridge. The judge ruled the Crown failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Moffat was involved. The family believes there's still people with information out there that could bring justice for Cody. They're saying the criminal justice system has left them discouraged and are calling it flawed. The family is expected to meet with investigators next week to discuss the case. A pickup truck appears to have done extensive damage to a Northside store after smashing through one of its walls last night. Police and emergency crews were called to the Dawson Road Safeway around 11:30 Friday night, following reports that a truck crashed into the Strand Avenue side of the building. The pickup punched a hole through the wall right into the store's bakery cooler. There's no word on any injuries or what caused the crash. The hole has since been boarded up. This year's 2024 budget process saw the city bring back an informal question and answer session for the public. That replaced the deputation format, in which members of the public could speak directly to council during meetings, though some, such as the Chamber of Commerce, weren't thrilled with the change. As a way for the public to have their say on Thunder Bay's proposed 2024 budget, the city held a question and answer session early in the process. It allowed community members and organizations to speak directly to city departments. It's a move away from the public deputation process seen the past few years, though not everyone was on board with the change.
The reality is City Council is who sets the budget, and City Council is who we need to be speaking to.
That includes Chamber of Commerce President Charlotte Robinson. Instead of providing the Chamber's usual in-person deputation, she was forced to submit a virtual one to members of council. Robinson says she's thankful for council's response, but believes this format isn't the most effective way to advocate for the local business community.
I would have appreciated the opportunity to present this deputation to all of council at the same time, which provides that opportunity for a back and forth conversation with the entire council. But I've certainly appreciated the in-person conversations that I've had, and again, just reiterating our concerns about increasing costs and how that will impact the growth of the business community.
Robinson does say the proposed tax levy hike will be a challenge for local businesses. The change towards the informal Q&A session was a decision by council after last year's budget to streamline the process.
I'd like to somehow see both carry forward into the next budget season.
Councillor Mark Bentz chairs the budget process and understands the Chamber's concerns while recognizing the benefits of a more informal session. Bentz believes having both that session along with deputations may be ideal in the future.
Council, we should be trying to attract as many voices as we can. Those that like to come to a public deputation and give their 10 minutes or whatever is a great way for the community to hear what other citizens are thinking.
After the second budget deliberation meeting, the proposed tax levy hike sits at 5.91% before growth and 5.47% after. The budget is scheduled to be ratified on February 12th. Since the provincial government's announcement of the $10 per day childcare in March 2022, local families were anticipating more childcare spots would open up in the district. However, Bill Bradica, CEO of the Thunder Bay and District Social Services Board, says they need to hire a significant number of early childhood educators in order to expand.
We cover, it's the whole district of Thunder Bay. So it's not just for the city. And so that's the current shortfall in terms of the current operating capacity, never let alone try and expand it further. We need 130 ECEs in the district of Thunder Bay for childcare.
The board's wait list has increased by almost 24% since the announcement, and DSAB wants to open up 223 spaces between now and 2026. Bradicus says they're hoping to continue workforce funding and are hoping to partner with the college in order to attract more people to the field. Recently, at Roma, DSAB Vice Chair Jim Moffat formally asked the province to raise the wage floor for educators to entice them to apply for open job positions.
Myself and other board members met with Patrice Barnes, the parliamentary assistant, and our biggest ask there was to get the salary raised to at least $30 an hour for the ECEs in order to attract more people into the field, because that is a big part of the issue.
Moffat says they'll continue to lobby the province for more supports. Confederation College hosted their annual career and job fair this past week, connecting current students, recent graduates, alumni, and community job seekers with potential employers. Hundreds of people came through with over 80 employer booths to check out. Nev Van Pelt reports.
Confederation College's Career and Job Fair is an event designed to help individuals learn about the different opportunities out there and connect them with key local, regional, provincial, and national employers. This can be a very impactful experience for many people, and Northwest Employment Works Supervisor Dan Stazanko explains the importance of hosting the event.
This is a great way for them to meet with employers, for the employers to get to know what their skills are, and they can share resumes, they can share connections, etc. And we also have a lot of employers that we're hooked up with that are also looking for talented people in our community, whether they're students or whether they're from the general public.
Finding employment can be a very difficult process, and the students we spoke to say the chance to walk around and seek out different vendors was extremely helpful. Not only did they get to learn about all of the opportunities, they were also able to find out what type of skills and background potential employers look for in new candidates.
I get to know what recruiters are looking for because, the culture difference from back home and here. So I get to know what exactly they want and if there are any gaps in my resume.
There are a lot of different employers from public social work to engineering programs. And since I am from aerospace manufacturing background, finding a job is quite difficult. But yeah, there are lots and lots of options.
The Career and Job Fair isn't only beneficial for the students. The recruiters also get a platform to get their company's name out there and talk to hundreds of people about what their expectations are.
It gives you a really good opportunity to meet the candidates and to discuss with them what you have to offer and what they have to offer in return. So that face-to-face interaction, which we seem to be getting away of a lot in the world these days, is really important to us.
So for us, having the opportunity to talk to students about what certifications they need and what skills we're looking for, I think it benefits both parties.
I actually got my job 9 years ago at LH North through this career fair. We have hired college students for the last decade that I've been there.
The college currently hosts the career fair annually, but Stazanko said they are looking at potentially moving into twice a year because of the event's popularity and being sold out each time. Nev Van Pelt, TBT News.
Enbridge Gas is helping Ontario fire departments through a program called Safe Community Project Assist. It provides training and resources for fire departments in smaller communities where Enbridge operates. This year's $250,000 donation will be shared by 50 fire departments, including East Gorham Fire and Rescue. A check of $5,000 was recently presented at the North Branch Fire Hall. The money will go towards new training books, which the fire station will provide to their volunteer firefighters to help ensure they're up to date and can operate safely. Enbridge has been providing donations to fire departments since 2012. East Gorham Fire Chief Michael Herringer says the funding for the books will go a long way for them.
These books are such a huge step forward for us and such a great relief, especially when all of our volunteers are 100% volunteer, and any kind of tools and resources we can give them, and Enbridge was able to step in and help there.
So one of the biggest things for us is that these smaller little communities are oftentimes our first responders for a lot of emergencies. And for them to have to pay to get the training and the books to maintain their standards is quite expensive. So that's something that we're, and me in particular, very happy to get the opportunity to come down here and donate some money to kind of make sure that they're up to date with that stuff.
Since the launch of Safe Community Project Assist in 2012, 344 grants have been provided to Ontario fire departments and additional firefighter training. A family of artists from Marathon decided to take advantage of the snow and build a classic igloo with a colorful twist. And the igloo has been getting lots of attention on social media. This impressive creation features bright purple party lights glowing from the inside. It took just 5 days to construct, using almost 300 frozen water balloons tinted with food coloring. Derek Thompson and Candice Deschamps say they found inspiration from other similar projects they saw online. Thompson says they've never seen something quite like it in Marathon, so they decided to give it a try when the temperatures recently dropped. The video posted on Facebook has had more than 50,000 views from people all over Canada.
It's awesome that we're getting so much positive feedback and able to post it on social media, so that way people in Thunder Bay could see it, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, and like I said, my social media has just been going nuts. So lots of positive reactions, and it's not something we see every day, especially in Marathon. Nobody's building an igloo, and I've never built one before. So a lot of people are just, you know, you see it, you think of the idea, but once you actually do it and see it, it is something really fascinating, and you know, you understand why people take such a big interest in it. It's awesome.
Thompson notes there's been lots of positive feedback involving the igloo. You can find more pictures and videos of the art piece on his Facebook and other social media. And we're now joined by sports anchor Josh Moreno. Josh, that's an impressive igloo, and with every game mattering so much, I've been iglued to Thunderwolves hockey.
Not bad. Not bad.
I told you about an hour ago it was going to be pretty bad.
That is actually not bad. And a lot of people are glued to it as well, as they played their last game of the regular season. We'll have that story coming up for you after the break.